Taai imahapiyepek itasin hisat hakam at kyangak pipe talat pumanalok talat tutskwa hep wiskapeonunga tep kangak pumapeonunga sipa punit pumaang kapinunga in English sipa punit means the womb of a woman. That's how they came out from Grand Canyon. And then they got to the Masao, the Hopi deity, Masao. Put pumamoti au ikipeo nungak kay pumakachihep wisa. Pumapeo nungak kay pumamasa au ya. They went to see their deity first, who was the caretaker of this earth, Masao, our deity.
As far as these places, I feel like they are places of our power. They're a place of our regeneration of, it's like a battery. When you come here, you recharge, and the spirituality and the connection that we have to these places through our migrations is, that's a part of us, and you feel it. And they're a testament to our history and our identity and where we need to go for a future. And they're reminders of that, of our teachings that I have been taught.
Pasat pu ovi Hopi kapi pas nawakin totika aupang ka koi tamye pas ilal we putak na uyi yung. Then Masao told them, first, this is my world. You gotta go 4 directions. Look after my world for me. Pumanana ni bonan ko sa pang pumaput Masao ang pota ya ni ayati o ya ka obi. Masao wants them to look after his land for him. So they all went 4 directions. Pumayang work ko nan ko sa kyang yake hopo ko ya kam yukas uki. They met Masao, then they asked him to leave with him. So they went 4 directions. Then they finally came here to Chaco Canyon, and they settled here for a long time.
Yes, the Hopis have inhabited these lands a long time ago. What archaeologists refer to as the Paleo-Indian era and the Pueblo era also. So they've inhabited these lands a long time ago, way before any other nations of people were here. And the guardian of the 4th world, Masao, also instructed the people to build in this style. These kivas, the circular kivas, and the reason why they are circular, as I was taught, is because they are migrating and they have not finished their migration journey. So this circle represents the universe as being circular, and we navigate our migration routes by the aid of the galaxies. So these circular kivas represent that are very, and the highest intelligence also comes from the ether. So that's why these. When we finally finished our migration journey, then our kivas became rectangular.
I always learn these stories of our ancestors, or my Gua, and these older ones who came of Hitsinam, and how strong they were, and how strong it took for them to endure all of this throughout life, And that's what, in agriculture, what I've always learned from my dad and watching him is how strong it takes for a man to be, or for a woman to be, to have these roles and carry them on and stay grounded in our tradition. For me, I was always taught that we are here, we're a part of the earth, and we are stewards of the earth, and we eat from the earth, so we have to take care of it. And it's that mutual respect and that kiapsi, that circle, that cycle.
They've occupied this area for a long time. They also planted all the lands. We were given an ear of corn short blue corn. So we are people of the short blue corn, and told to plant this in a style called dry farming. We never irrigate our crop because Masa said that one day you will experience extreme drought conditions on the fourth world. But because your seeds are drought tolerant, you will manage to survive. So from the time of emergence to this day, we still plant in this style. We still have the seeds. And in these areas, in these ancient sites, you will see evidence of corn, and seeds that our people have brought here and planted. So the heirloom seeds are very precious to us. We try to, always maintain that. That's our sustenance here in this fourth world. Another thing that is very significant is the T-shaped doorway, and we see it here inside these houses. The T-shaped doorway is very significant to Hopi because it symbolizes the facial profile of the guardian of this fourth world. So you will see it again from South America, Central America, and here to North America. I learned and I was taught that this T-shaped doorway represents the facial profile of the guardian of the fourth world, Masa. So the top part here, the lintel here, represents the bangs. The Hopi men would cut their bangs, so it has a straight haircut right here. And this represents the side cut. You cut your hair here at the side, represents the side cut, and then the lower part represents the chin. So it's the facial profile of Masa. So we are forever reminded that who gave us permission to reside and be stewards of this fourth world, Masa. So that this represents Masa's facial profile. This architectural design marks our migration path. So from South America, Central America, and here to North America, you will find ancient structures that do have this T-shaped doorway. Here in Chaco, Mesa Verde, Aztec ruins, Wapaki National Monument close to our home, and some of our very old structures at home have this T-shaped doorway configuration. These adobe structures were built in a very spiritual, sacred way. When the old folks, when our predecessors, they don't just build a house, randomly, stacking rocks. It had to have meaning. It had to have substance. So when they dig out the foundation, the first thing they do is they take cactus plant, the whole roots and all, and they put it at the corners of the foundation. That's to signify that long after this house is built, the home fire will always be burning. Someone will always occupy this house. If you take a cactus plant, you cut one of the roots, the plant doesn't die, it just grows another root. Just like the human brain, when you're learning maybe a musical instrument, then you create new neural pathways, something like that, So then the rocks, then the walls start building the wall, but it's also built with song. These houses are built with song, so it gives this walls vibration, and so it's built with a song all the way to the very top. 4 songs are sung in building a house. So by the time it's finished, it has spirit, it has life.
Like my brother Ronald said, it's built with a song. Everything Hopi is with a song, special songs to make it strong, to make it last. There's a purpose for it. Like I said before, maybe it's built for a reason. And at night, I always lay down and start thinking about that. Those houses are still there. Sooner or later, it might be reoccupied. So that's almost in my head, in my brains. Tets kwabahimut tangaotak, masaw amumi pangkaw mewa. Yang hapitut kwat atpit kibut tangaotak, umapa kaput aw hintas kani, umakaang ipuan tutani. Pampang himut tangaotak ka, pampay haki paspaman ukalat hapi himuata, umaowe kaput aw unahintas kani. Right now, I told my brother that Masao also told the Hopis that what lies underneath, beneath you. Don't be messing around with that. Don't be digging it up, meaning oil, gas, uranium. Something that lies underneath belongs to somebody that's really powerful. It belongs to somebody. It don't belong to me, but I'm still watching it for them also. That's what the Masao told the Hopis. If you try to dig around for something that don't belong to you, you're in the wrong, so don't try to do that. I read in the paper that they're going to start drilling for oil 10 miles away from this very place, and which would be a no-no to Masao. His kids, his people are still here as spirits, and they won't like it. The spirits won't like it. They're resting, they're probably sleeping. And if there's a lot of noise right close to this ruins, they won't feel comfortable. That means they're digging something what the Masao had told them not to do. It's very powerful, whoever owns what's underneath. And please, you explorers, people looking for gas, please respect my people, my ancestors. Please don't try to dig something close by. There might be other places where there's all that. So please, try to stay away from exploring right around these ruins right here. Thank you.
When they were migrating, they followed these meridians. The Earth, the Earth is comprised with meridians, ley lines, and they followed these lines, and they built along these, either along these grid lines or close to that, because like these places where they settled, they just didn't settle here. They planted sacred things on the earth, so that there's a spiritual connection, a vibrational connection from these sacred sites. All scattered around, like from here to Aztec to Mesa Verde, on south, east, west. It's like the spider's web. They're all connected together. So like he was saying, when you start to interfere with the harmony, the balance of the land by extracting natural resources, you create a disconnect, and then things happen. Because our elders say that the minerals underneath the earth, there's a magnetic connection with the ether, and those are the things that bring us the rains. And so if you extract that, you disturb that balance.
When it comes down to Chaco Canyon and Hopi, we live in this really, really arid environment. It's that spirituality, that strength, and that perseverance throughout life that's taught us and that's kept us and gotten us to where we are today. And that's what they say in the future. If we continue this way, we'll be okay in the future. Everything needs water to survive. If we don't have water, we have nothing. And in Hopi too, everything's connected. All life, we pray for life, and everything's connected. It's like, there's an opposite reaction for anything that you do. So you have to make sure that you keep it balanced. And right now, what I see in our society is we don't think about those things. We don't give back. We just take and take and take. And that's what extraction is. It's taking, it's polluting, it's not thinking about life, not thinking about anyone else but yourself or your money or your fortune at that moment. But what about the future generations? What about all the life that's here? What about everything? And that's, and from a scientific, what I've learned, you need diversity, you need these things, and humanity is just like, just taking and desecrating at a rate that we can't come back from if we don't think about that. And Chaco Canyon, here we are in this like amazing testament of time, testament of our faith, our spirituality, our history, our identity as Hopi people. And now they're thinking about desecrating the water, the most sacred thing. And I think that people with fracking and with all these oil and gas extraction, all these things have consequences. We know that. Like, we know that as Hopi, and I think indigenous people, we know that. We've seen it. We've seen it with Peabody. We've seen it like all the mining in northern Arizona. Water gets contaminated, but you can't come back from that.
These sites are, like for example, from Chaco, all the outlying settlements are connected to, through what's called cairns, and these cairns are rock, piles that point the direction to the next, either true north, south, the coordinates, or to a next prominent place, maybe a settlement, and they are very. They're built in a very sacred way, so it's connected. They're connected to one another. But if you sever that connection, then you create that disconnect again. So that's why we don't want any of that exploration done anywhere, because this whole earth is sacred. Just like your body has meridians, your body is sacred. Just like the earth is our mother. Our mother is sacred also. So we don't want to do stuff like that to disturb, to make a imbalance in this world. It affects everything. Like the water line that's going through, west of here. Each time you disturb the land, you change the ecosystem. Over the years, the land will look different. It won't be the same, and you can never replace that. We want to keep this land as pristine as possible. Not to sever these connections from one place to another, because that's where the energy flows, And when we do, like at home from Hopi, when we do our ceremonial ceremonies and then we send out the blessings, it is through these connections that the energy, the blessings then encompass the world to bless all things. Chaco is a very special place. Some of the sacred knowledge that we have today came from clans that lived here, and they migrated on and eventually came to Hopi. Others went to the New Mexico Pueblos, but some of the very sacred knowledge, things that we have today, came from these places because they were very powerful, very spiritual, religious people that lived here. A lot of very incredible things happened here.
By son pumwe kapaangon ni not piuma, so that's why they have their ceremonies. Those ceremonies have been created way back. Even these people here, they're probably dancing all the time, praying for rain, for good crop. Still, this modern Hopi is still there practicing that. They never gave that up.
Some of the teachings that we learned from here are how to align ourselves with the solar and lunar cycles, because all of our lives are based on the cycles, the lunar and solar cycles. Like our corn plant, our life is premised on the growth and cycles of the corn. So that's very important. The eastern horizon is used as a calendar for planting seasons, and then the western horizon is used for ceremonial processions. So all that, we learn all these from these people, things that we still have that kind of knowledge today. So we try to teach that to our young so they can carry that on in blessing all things, all of Masa's creations.
Hopi pai hisa tihi ta naboti ta hin katsihi neomanek. Hapitam angaya. From way back, knowledgeable Hopis, smart Hopis, they already know what's going to be happening up to now, 20th century, maybe even up to 21st century. They have predicted or knew about what's going to be happening. All the accidents, wars, famine, immigration. Hopi had already predicted this way back then. We would be sitting in the kiva with the elders who are left now. They still talk about this. And you try to ask them more questions, they just laugh at you, the elders. What are you going to do with it? They would say in Hopi. They used to ask that. And Hopi is pretty knowledgeable. They already knew what was going to be happening up now, and we're going through that right now. So I guess, sorry to say this, but the wars will keep going on and on and on. I guess it will never cease, especially when the population is getting big. I guess that's when it will never quit.
In ceremonial time, or in a certain particular type of ceremony, our chiefs will then send us on a pilgrimage, and they will ask us to bring a certain element from places like this to bring back home, so they can use, as a part of their ceremony to bless all things, all life, because there's still energy, the power, the people that have great knowledge, great knowledge in ceremony. If we focus our attention on tomorrow, to see the light of day tomorrow, to have abundance, to have good health, then that's what we will reap for our children. So that's what our Hopi ceremonies are about. We're no different from one another. We're the same. We just have different skin colors. We live in different parts of the world. We may worship differently. We may have different languages, but in the end, we're all one people. And what symbolizes that to Hopi is an ear of corn. You take an ear of corn, you see all these kernels clustered together. That's how we are all connected to one another. We're all one. We're no different from one another.